Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, we are going to see how we can create this little anime ghibli scene inside of Blender. Okay, you can see now the animation and you can see a couple of renders. Okay, and if you're done, this is the project file. As you can see, this is the little project file. As you can see, it's fully animated and it's working pretty well. Okay, probably you've seen, guys, the bubble and bubble tutorial on creating this bubble. Okay, it's really amazing, really easy. This is not the best scene to show that, but there is a couple of scenes that you can create that, even because this one is so empty. There is only this water effect and stuff, etc. Okay, and yeah, and by the way, this video is available on Patreon. Only one member on Patreon is going to see this video. So thank you so much. Your name will be shown here. So thank you so much for being a member. Okay, this is a great moment to be a member. Doesn't need to be. There is content on Patreon. Patreon is made to support me. Without seeing any content. You can see content on my YouTube channel. It's for free. So supporting on Patreon is just a way to develop me, so I can develop myself, so I can create more content, so I can be free. Literally right now I'm not free. So yeah, I don't have time, so I can't create more content because creating content costs money. We are going to create this one step by step. So yalla, let's do that. Okay, let's go to here. I have this project file already. I have image reference for a clover, so we are going to create this clover first. Okay, so to create this clover, we are going to add shift A plane. Okay, just to make it easier for beginners, we are going to work with simple modeling, nothing hard, nothing, it is step by step. So adding your plane, you can switch to edit mode. You can just go here, edit mode, or you can press tab. Okay, key bindings. You can press M and merge all of these vertices, or this shape, merge it to be one vertex, so at center. So now I have just this orange vertex, as you can see. So I have only this one. I guess it's hard to see in YouTube, but this little dot. Okay, I have no idea if it's showing, but just drag it here and now start modeling. So we need the same amount of vertices on this side to be on this side. So yeah, just count them, and don't worry about these these angles and stuff. Just E to extrude and move that here. Ignore all of that. E to extrude, add that here. E to extrude, add that here. E to extrude again, add that here. E to extrude, and E to extrude. Okay, so how many I have? Ignore this one and this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can just add one more and merge it with this one. So while selecting this one, hold shift and select this one and press M and at last. So these will merge at the last selection. So M at last. That is perfect. Okay, just move that a little bit here. You can play with you can just just move that here and move that here. Okay, we have the same amount of stuff. Now I can select everything, Control F and grid fill, because it's all over quad. And just don't click away, just click here. We need this line to match with this line. So right now they are not working perfect, so just play with this offset like this. For example, I have span of 2 and offset of 4, and it is working now. Perfect. You can see there is some stretching here, so just select this vertex right now. Go to the vertex, select this vertex, hold G, just press G, sorry, and move it here. Okay, like this. And I have clover flower leaf, sorry, flower leaf. Yeah, now we can add subdivision surface, so we can make it smooth, not blocky. You can use it blocky if you're working with low poly models, and with the subli it's going to be a low poly model, so don't worry about that. Control 1 to add one level subdivision. Now we need to refine it and make it looks perfect. First, I'm going to add the loop cut with Control R here. These are supporting loop cuts, so G and move that, G and move that, okay? You can select now this one, G and move it. Press Shift Z so you can toggle between wireframe and object or solid mode, okay? Just move that. This is the subdivided stuff, and these are the vertices, so you can, and press just G, okay? Don't worry, just play with that until you find it working. If it's working, then it is really working, okay? Like that, okay, like that, like that. Now it's perfect. It's kind of perfect, and just play with these two, okay? It doesn't need to be perfect, you know. It's up to you. You can add one more level of subdivision. Okay, it's already 2 in the render viewport, but for you to see it, you need just to increase this level in viewport. Okay, now it's perfect. Now you can select these vertices or these edges, okay, and you can press G, then Z, just to add a dent here, you know. Right click, shade smooth, and you can select random vertices and move them, okay, like so. It's random. Now go to top view by pressing 7 on your numpad, or view, viewpoint, top. Now in edit mode, you can select everything and press Shift and D and right click, and make sure you are transforming on the 3D cursor, okay? And press R, Z, okay? And rotate that, okay? Rotate it like so. You can move it down a little bit, okay? You can select now everything, Shift D, R, Z, okay? Okay, something like this, right click or left click, so you can do that. And make sure there is no much intersection, you know? Okay, something like this, okay? And now it is looking perfect. Again, toggle edit mode and deselect everything so nothing is selected. Press Shift and A and add cube. Scale it down, okay? Scale up a little bit, G, Z, and move it, okay? Control R and add a loop cut, okay? And now you can select this this bottom face, I to inset, and go to the front view and press E, and press Z, so you can just lock it or unlock it, okay? And now you can add another loop cut here, so you know, Shift Z and go to the vertex select mode, select this one, scale it, okay? And make sure your pivot point is medium point and scale that, okay? Make sure to right click, shade smooth, okay? And we have a basic clover flower, okay? And by the way, if you want to make these separate, so you can press L, P, separate by selection, okay? Now select the leaves, press Q, set origin to center of mass. You can do that, object, set origin, and center of mass. You can do that here. But I've already right clicked that and add it to my quick favorites. So whenever I click Q, I can open that. So yeah. Now I can select the leaves and add solidify modify, okay, and add it before subdi for the shading issues. It's working perfect. Now select that M and move it to a new collection. Click here, new, and name it clover, okay? Click OK, OK again, and we have our clover, okay? It's working. Just hide it, okay? Now we can hide the ref and move the reference image to its collection ref, called ref, hide it from render and viewport and etc, okay? So now we are going to create something else. Now we are going to create this lily pad, okay? Okay, I have here, just select what's happening. Shift A and add image, reference image. Where is the lily pad? Again, this is the lily pad, okay. N to open up the object transformations and reset the rotation to 0, 0, 0, 0. Numpad is now it's good. Now press G, Z and move it down. Go to the image data properties and reduce the opacity. Enable it first and reduce it, okay? Now go to top view and we are going to do the same operation. So yeah, Shift A, mesh, plane. I know you guys don't love modeling, But if you want to be good at Blender, you need to learn modeling. Modeling is the number one in Blender, so you need to learn that. Now G and move that here. So for example, this is the center. Okay, we can enable the annotate tool. This is I'm bad at drawing, or my mouse is broken, you know. So we need this side to be the same as this side. This is the middle. Okay, so we need a point here, and we need the point here. So select that, E to extrude, E here, E here, E here, here, and one here. Okay, we can select everything, Shift D, SX -1. Okay, and we can rotate that. Okay, now it's going to be good. Rotate that. Okay, now it's good. Perfect, perfect. Select that and Shift select that, M at last. Okay, the same thing here, M at last, and just move these to be in their position. Okay, okay, make sure everything came properly, and we have that. Okay, A to select everything, M, and merge by distance if there is something going wrong, you know. Now Control F and grid fill. I know everything is working well, so yeah, I can play with the span again here just to make sure we have middle vertex. Okay, this is good. Okay, okay, let's count. Let's ignore this one and this one. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 4 5 6. Okay. You have 6. So what's wrong? Okay, I'm just going to grid fill it anyways. Okay, regardless of what's happening. Ooh, now it's working. Span of 4, an offset of -9. Now it's good. Now it's really good. Okay, actually now it's perfect. The same idea. Just remove this annotation so that we don't need it. We can add one level of subdivision with Control 1. That looks good, and scale that up a little bit. Okay, actually just scaling it without playing with anything. Okay, just looks kind of similar, you know, similar results. Maybe just modify a little. Okay, by mistake I press F for some reason. Yeah, perfect. Really perfect. Yeah, I like it. I like it. For this one, I really liked it. Okay, G, Z, and move this one here down, you know, or this one. G, not F, man, what are you doing? Okay, right click, shade smooth, select that, G, Z, move it up. Okay, you can do a lot of stuff here. You can select that, G, Z. Okay, that's perfect. And press M, new collection, lily pad. I guess it's pronounced like this. Okay, turn that off. Okay, move that to the reference image. Okay, correct, clear. And now what we need actually, let's go to this file. What we need this this log. Okay, this wood log. Okay, to get that, it's pretty easy. You need just to enable the sapling tree gen. Okay, it's built in Blender, so go to edit preferences and write sapling in the add-ons tab, by the way, and sapling tree gen, enable that. Maybe for the newer versions it is under the extensions. So yeah, I guess you know that if you update it to the latest versions, it's going to be there. Shift A now, go to curve sapling tree gen. Okay, and select preset Japanese maple, select that, and for example I'm going to select these branches, you know, for example, you know, I have no idea. So okay, it's kind of tricky to select them. Select these points and press Ctrl I, X, delete vertices. Okay, I've missed Ctrl I again. Yeah. Select that, Shift select that, Ctrl I now, X, delete vertices. Okay, it's the same. Okay, something. Okay, now it's going to be good. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now it's going to be really good, actually. Okay. Select those. Now Ctrl I, X, and delete vertices. Now it's perfect. Yeah. Now it's perfect. You can select everything, Alt S, and you can make it tick a little bit. Okay. And just, you know, you can press Q, set origin to the center of mass, Shift S, selection to the cursor. You know, you can do that under object. Set origin, you know these stuff. And I have log, so sorry, move it to its own collection, wood log. Okay, perfect. So now let's get to the water surface. So let's open the render, and we need the water surface. Okay, so we can scatter these elements. So yeah, let's do that. So first we are going to start by adding Shift A plane and go to Geometry Node step. Okay, so click New and call it water. I have no idea, just name it anything. First, I'm going to replace this plane with our default grid. Okay, not default grid. Okay, so Shift and A and add grid. Okay, grid. Why grid instead of this plane? We need the ability to customize that and add something. So plug the socket here for the size X to this empty socket, and also the Y to the same size, and N, press N, so we can name that just to size. Okay, so we can increase the size uniformly. Okay, it's perfect. Okay, I'm going to do a similar technique. Okay, similar technique to I guess I made a tutorial about the intersection. Yeah, I've made a dynamic water tutorial on making the water avoid something and create ripples and stuff. You know that. Okay, I'm going to make a simplified version of that. Okay, so our grid will detect if something there and will give a foam and something. So to do that, I'm going to add something that will intersect with our water. So I'm going to add a UV sphere, scale down, Control A, apply all the trim, right click, shade it smooth. Okay, and select that. So I'm going to bring my sphere and drag it here, and we can block this collection info node here, so we can remove and eyedrop anything. Okay, I'm going to use the realize instances node. So if I have multiple objects, the grid or the water surface will detect that, so will realize that. Okay, and I'm going to add geometry proximity so we can calculate the distance. So proximity, I should right click it and add it to my favorites. So whenever I click Q, geometry proximity. Okay, block the geometry to the geometry, and we need the distance. Okay, so the distance, if we can see that here, this is the distance, and that is based on the vertices count. So for example, 500, that will be good. Okay, so sorry, the distance, not the, okay, this is the inverse of what we need. So we are going to add a map range. Okay, map range. Let's add map range, it's a bit easier. Okay, we can flip these from max and from min, this one to be 1 and this one to be 0. Okay, and this is kind of strong. We can play with this 2 min value here, and this is going to be our intersection. Okay, that is pretty cool. That is pretty nice actually. Just a 500, it's working nice, and I can store that into here to the group input, and the result here should be a color information, so we can use it in our shader editor. So store it as color. Okay, and go to the output attributes, and you have this result. Okay, you can name it color. Okay, and it is color. Okay, and now you can name it color again, and now go to the object data properties. Under the color attributes, add new color attribute, leave it as it is, color, everything is good. Make sure all the names are the same. I've got ton of problems with these naming in Blender, so make sure it is the same name. Okay, and that's it. It's stored and it's amazing. Now we need the scattering, so just hide that for now. Don't need it because we are going to add our models. So yeah, now this is we will call that edge detect or foam detect. Okay, so Control J and name this frame by pressing F2, and foam detect. Okay, to detect something and give it foam. Okay, good. Let's remove this viewer node. We don't need it actually. And now we are going to start by distributing some points on these faces. Okay, I'm going to use poison desk, and I'm going to add a ton of vertices here. Maybe we are going to increase the size. Okay, and I'm going to decrease the vertices to 10, so to make it easier for my computer while I'm recording. I can see some drop frames right now. It's not 60 at all. So yeah, we have points. We can now instance on these points. So instance on points, and we need something to instance, and I'm going to drag my clover collection or use just an object info node, okay, and use that. Okay, I'm just going to use my object and use instances. Okay, it's going to instance ton of these things. You can scale them down. Okay, and we have, as you can see, and we have ton of these stuff. Okay, but before distributing and instancing, I'm going to set position. Okay, we are going to distort this plane a little bit. Let's add some vertices. Okay, add some vertices, maybe 20, and I'm going to add noise texture. And I'm going to use the factor and plug it to the offset here. Okay, as you can see, it's snapped a little bit here, and we don't need these snapping options. So, okay, I'm going to add a combine XYZ node, and I'm going to choose the Z. So it's going to distort along the Z. And I can add matte node and set that to multiply. Multiply is like a power intensity. So you can increase, decrease, all these fun stuff. You can increase the power, or you can add multiply add, so you can increase that, but you can play with this position. It's amazing. Okay, that looks interesting. So I just need to play with its strength a little bit. Okay, it's so strong. You can go to the front view and see that. Okay, something like that. As you can see, now it's perfect. Okay, now it's good. It's really good. What we are going to add, okay, control and spacebar so we can go out of full view. I'm going to add a camera. Okay, so first let's add a camera and position the camera in the spot. I've added the speaker and the camera. Okay, and for the camera, I've added the camera. Okay, and for the camera, this is the location, rotation stuff, etc. Okay, so we can use that here. And it turned out it's so small, this thing. So I'm going to increase the size, and by increasing the size, you can see the lag, because right now we have ton of these points. So we can see that here. We viewed that. Now it's time for playing with the distance min. So now we have distance between them, so there is no intersection at all, kind of, and we can decrease, or we can decrease density factor. Now it's good. Okay, now let's see the final result. Okay, that's actually really good. Okay, but we need the camera calling. So to do that, I'm going to add active camera and an object info node. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, I'm going to move that here, down here a bit, so we can work with it. Okay, and I'm going to subtract the position of the camera from the position of these instances. Okay, subtract it, and then I'm going to add a grid to act like the ray, so we need to, I have no idea how to explain that. The camera spread some rays, and these rays intersect with some points, and these points that we need to leave. Okay, these are the camera ray. Okay, this is the camera ray. You get the idea, so yeah, let's continue. A grid node, and we need a transform geometry and plug that to the geometry here. And we need another transform geometry, and this time we are going to plug the location to translation and rotation to rotation, and I'm going to leave that as this and plug the geometry to the geometry. And I need a raycast node, so Q raycast node. Where is the raycast? I can see it, so let's raycast node, and we need these rays. Okay, and plug that to target geometry, and we need the direction to be this position here, and we need is head to be not, okay, not head, and we need an output, so we can visualize that. Shift D that. We are going to group that with Control J and group that, add this to the result. Okay, so, and we can see that. Okay, can see it yet because we need to edit this stuff. Okay, so we can see that better. Okay, I'm going to join that here with this thing, this geometry. As you can see, there is a plane appeared here, so I can jump back here, and let's move that on its own Z axis here and move it on front of the camera, so we can see on the camera here, and move on front of the camera. And we need to, to scale it to fit on this camera lens. Okay, aspect ratio, so we can scale that, not the Z axis. y-axis, and you can scale it a little bit. Okay, something like this. And this is going to be our raycast object. Okay, that's good. Now it's pretty good. Okay, now it's working. Let's do that here. So after this distribute points, so I'm going to do delete geometry, and I'm going to select points. So because we need points, so I'm going to do that. And we are going to plug the boolean to the selection. The boolean is the not. Okay, so now we are going to delete these. Okay, this is before and this is the after. Okay, it's working perfectly for our need. And now this is the flowers. Okay, it's working good. Okay, let's do 0.23 here. For the density max, I'm going to use 10 and 1 for the factor. And for the scale, for these instances, I'm going to randomize it using random value node. Okay, and let's use float. Okay, scale. Let's use 0.02 and 0.1 here. Okay, so we have this kind of thing. Okay, now the strength of this set position here kind of off. Okay, something like that. So we have this thing going on here. Okay, it's perfect. It's really nice. And we need the rotation. Okay, we can use the same rotation from this distribute points of faces and use it here. And I'm going to use rotate rotation node. Okay, and plug it here and use it rotate by. Okay, and I'm going to use random value for that. Okay, and let's play with the rotation here. For the min, I'm going to use 0, and for the max, I'm going to use. Okay, so we have these just moving around. Some of these are, you know, pointing this way. Some of them are, you know, we have random stuff. Okay, this is going to be our first layer of these stuff. Okay, and to add the layer number 2, I can just add a transform geometry, and I can plug this thing to here and join it here and just play with the Z value. Okay, and you can rotate it 180 degrees. Okay, so you have inverse of that. Okay, you can play with this location here, something like. So this is going to be the underwater stuff. Okay, it's perfect now. And here also I'm going to join this grid so we can use it as a water surface. Okay, and we can use set position instead. Let's use set position. We can right click that, shade it smooth. Okay, or can't use that, so we need shade smooth inside of geometry nodes. Shade smooth and ignore sharpness. What's happening? Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's use that. Yeah. Okay, shade smooth. We need just to play with the scale of the noise texture. Okay, so we have just something like that. Okay, so this is going to be our water surface. Okay, by the way, you can play with its location. So in the transform geometry and Control Shift and D, and let's use that here. Use that here. Okay, press Z and move it down. Okay, so we can see these people. Get on. So we can play with the location. Okay, it's perfect. So now it's good. Now we have the first and last stuff. Now actually we're doing good. Okay, we can just optimize that a little bit for the best viewing as SY0. Okay, just make this looks cooler by just playing with these. Okay, and we can add it in here. Okay, okay, and okay, something like this. Select that, SY0 and SX. Select that, GX. As you can see, something like that. Okay, select that in here, and you can join that into a frame, and you can name it anything. Okay, now we have our geometry now set up done. Okay, there's nothing left, so we can just go back to our layout. Okay, this tutorial is taking a lot of time. Okay, now the second step, and I've dragged these legs. Okay, and they are cool. Yeah, just leave them as it is. Their scale is supposed to be like that. Okay, it's good. No, it's wallah, it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, save that. Okay, I'm going to name it spot tutorial. Okay, so I can save that. Yeah. What we need the lily pads. Okay, lily pads. Yeah, let's do that. Lily pads, top view, scale them, and move them here. Okay. Actually, you can add. Sorry. You can add a shrink wrap. Okay. I guess we can do that. Shrink. Add that. Play with the offset a little bit. Okay. That's good. Now we can just Shift D that here, scale it up, rotate it a little bit, Shift D that, R, scale, okay, can definitely play with it, okay, that's really good, that's really, really good, okay, we have lily pads. Once again, we need to create something, okay, something crazy, we need to make these spots, okay, I'm going to show it to you guys. We need to create these stuff, okay, these circular stuff, okay, I'm going to do that here. Shift A and add mesh plane, and we are going to create that with shading. Let me see if I'm finished with modeling. Okay, I forgot about these bubbles. Okay, it's already animated. I just copy it from the file. Okay, we can just delete these keyframes, delete them, and now it's not animated, so we can animate it together, guys. Okay, as you can see, we have the bubble. It's already as its own material. Yeah, we have just one material remaining, and yeah, it's done. Okay, we have bubbles. Okay, let's move it to its own collection and call it bubble. Okay, now we have bubble. Okay, well, we need to make a rock. Okay, rocks is easy. Use your rock generator. Okay, it's under mesh extras. Okay, not extras. What is rock? Okay, rock generator. I forgot about the rock generator. Is it under rock? No, it's under extras. Yeah, extras. Enable extra objects so you can get the rock generator. Extra objects under the mesh. Okay. So Shift A, mesh, and then rock generator. And you know. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. We need to delete that. Shift A again, rock generator, so we can play with the level of details. 1, 1, 1. It's going to be good. Okay. Okay, it doesn't need to be that high detailed, okay, just something, you know, just add it to your scene and voila, we're done. The rock is literally just done. Okay, we can rotate it along the y-axis and we can move it up a little bit, and the size is looking amazing. Okay, about the logs, okay, so let's see the logs. Wood log, where is it? This is it. gy rz minus 90 degrees or rz 90 degrees. Scale up a little bit. Let's see the camera view. Okay, gy rx, rotate it a little bit. Okay, gz and gx and z. Okay, let's rotate it a little bit. Okay, this is our log. Okay, basically so easy, so easy. Save that. What now? What's again? Let's see. Let's see if we forgot about something. No. Oh, we didn't. So now let's Shift A, add plane, and we are going to start texturing. So I need to create these spots here, these things. So let's do that. Let's open up the shader editor, or just drag that up, open shader, and call it ripple. Okay, okay, ripple for some reason. I'm going to delete that, add an emission, and block that here, and add a transparent. Okay, and we need a mix shader. Of course, we can use the node wrangler, Control Shift and right click and mix that. Okay, and go to the material properties under settings and make sure we have alpha blend. Okay, and we need a factor here, so that's what we are going to create. So we need a gradient, or we can use wave texture. Okay, let's use wave texture. Let's see that, let's visualize it. Ring, let's use ring. Okay, Control T that, and add object coordinate. Ring spherical, let's use that. Okay, that's good, that's working. Okay, for our need, it's working. Okay, let's add a color ramp and let's flip that, something like that. We can just do that. It's amazing. Okay, okay, this is the first one. We can make it constant. How I can get rid of this one? That's interesting. Let's use bands. Okay, rings, spherical, fine. So okay, let's experiment with these different stuff. Triangle. Ooh, triangle kind of working. Not the best, you know, not the best really. Okay, good. Now this is really good actually. And I can just duplicate that, and let's mix those together, and let's use okay, multiply isn't working. Let's use add. Okay, that's good. Like that. Make it tick a little bit, okay? And I want to get rid of with all of these. So I'm going to use the gradient texture. Control T that, use object coordinates. Let's view that, and let's use color ramp, and let's use spherical, and let's multiply it with this one. Okay, let's use multiply value of 1. Let's view that and see. This is actually the opposite. So okay, now it is working amazing. Okay, so we have that, and now we can add a noise texture. Okay, we can actually add one more of this thing and multiply it with this result, so we can get rid of this this point. Let's do that. Let's play with the size here. Actually, the multiply should be 0. Should be 1, sorry. 0. What? Flip that. What is happening now? Let's see. I did something wrong, probably. Flip that. Sorry, not mix, multiply. Forgot about adding multiply. Now it's good. Now it's good. Now please remove only this one. So flip this color ramp, and voila, we're done. Yeah, this is it. Okay. And what we can do here, this one wasn't okay, like so. Now it's perfect. Yeah, now it's really good. Now it's really amazing, and we can use that as a factor for this mix node to work. Okay, and plug that to the surface, and we can see that. Okay, we need just an invert node here, so we can invert these colors, and we can play with the emission. Okay, this looks almost what we want. Okay, but it's a bit thick. Okay, so we need to make it not that thick. Okay, copy this value and use that here. Okay, we can make this one also like that, and we can break the pattern a little bit by adding a noise texture, multiply it with that. We can add a color ramp here. Okay, instead of this mix, use multiply, sets factor to 1. I almost always forgot about this. Let's view that with Control Shift and left click, and let's play right now with this one. Oh my, that is literally perfect. That is literally really amazing. I like that, so why not? Let's now go to edit mode, right click, subdivide that. Or we can use it non-destructively by just adding modifier, subd, and use simple, use a couple of maybe two levels. Okay, 2 levels. We can see that. I and see. Okay, 2 levels is good. Yeah, 2 levels is good. And now we need just to scale it down and move it. Okay, and let's add a shrink wrap modifier and use it on this surface. Okay, select target the surface using the eyedropper and play with the offset a little bit. Okay, ooh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, you can press shift D, shade that, shift D. Okay, right click, shade that smooth, and voila. Now we have something that looks amazing. Now, first, let's shade these legs. Simple shader. Okay, I'm going to add new material, and I'm going to name it skin. Okay, remove that, and we need a diffuse and shader to RGB. Connect that to that. We need a color ramp. Okay, and we can use constant for that, and we can use this color and this bright color here. Okay, and just play with this thing. Okay, and this is a simple shader, but if it is effective. And now we're done with the legs. Yeah, it's basic shader, you know, basic so shader. It's working fine. And let's continue now. The clover, we need to shade the clover, so let's enable that, and we need to select them both, and let's yeah, let's just use and clover, simple material. Okay, clover, and we can add that to the same thing here, clover. Okay, and let's shade it. Okay, we need the same setup, diffuse. Okay, shader to RGB and the color app. Okay, these need to be connected properly like that, and we need to turn it into constant, and let's use some colors. First color is this color. This is the hex value. I forgot about the skin color. Okay, nice. I will tell you the hex value. Okay, and just drag that here, and we are going to use this color here. This is the hex value, 96 B664. Okay, and we need to add one more slider, bring it here, and let's use this color, 98 B370. Okay, this is the hex value, and leave it here. Okay, it is working. Yeah, it's really amazing. I like it. And let's move on. Now we've shaded that, so move it. Lily pad. Let's move on to lily pad. What do we have here? Okay, we have 3 lily pads, so select one of them. Let's call it lily pad. Okay, the same idea. Diffuse, shader RGB, color ramp. Connect, connect, connect. And we are going to use constant, and let's use some colors here. Use that same color but not saturated, or you can use these colors instead. Okay, this is the first color, 3B8A28. okay, second one is 6A B04F. okay, it's correct. And I'm going to add a mix color. Okay, mix color, and set that to overlay, and I'm going to use a noise texture. Control T that, add object coordinates instead of the generated ones, and use the factor as a B color, and the factor sets to 1. Okay, or not to 1, yeah, some, or yeah, let's use 1 and use that overlay. Okay, it's good. Now detail, play with the detail and increase the scale a little bit. Okay, you'll have something that looks like so. Okay, that looks interesting to me. Yeah, this looks interesting. Control S and save that. For the water shader, I'm going to jump to geometry nodes quickly. And where is the water surface? Okay, the water surface. So let's add set material node. Yeah, and let's create a new material and call it water. And let's bring it here. Okay, now let's jump into shader editor. Okay, first let's add emission node and transparent, and let's mix those together. And I'm going to add an attribute. You remember, guys, I guess you remember, guys, the color attribute that we stored. We are going to use it, color. Okay, let's view that and see. It's in here, color. Let's go just to geometry nodes modifier under the range. Let's select the legs here. Okay, that was the problem actually. Let's flip that and see now. Still, what's that? Was that the point? Let's jump into geometry nodes. Yeah, just play with this to min, I guess. Something like that, I guess. So, oh, that is depends the level of the geometry. Okay, I'm doing something probably. Let's see. Let's modify that here. Let's modify this geometry nodes setup. Let's use more geometry here. Let's use 400. Maybe 100 is, yeah, 100 is almost better. Yeah, sometimes better. Yeah, like this. That's doing good. I like it. Yeah, let's remove this viewer node. Let's go back to our shader editor. Okay, and now I guarantee that it's working perfectly. Now it's working. Yeah, it's really working. Let's add a color ramp. As always, it's always depending on geometry. So if you have more geometry, you have the effect. You can see more geometry mean less stuff here. Okay, let's use that like so. So yeah, this is the best I can do for now. Okay, we are going to fix that in post, so don't worry about that. We can really fix it. Let's use constant to get rid of these. Okay, now let's use that as a mask, and yeah, we can flip that color ramp. We can get this effect right. Okay, it's good. It is completely transparent. I'm going to use now translucent PSDF, and let's mix it. Okay, let's use blue color, and I'm going to use the specular PSDF. Okay, let's use specular PSDF, and let's mix it. Okay, and I'm going to use here white color and here black color. Okay, roughness 0.5 maybe, or 0.05 here. Clear coat 0.5. Okay, and just wait for the shader to compile. Or we can use black and black. Or let's use gray instead. Yeah, let's do gray. That looks interesting. Let's increase this value here. The translucency. Okay, increase this value as well. Okay, that looks interesting. I'm going to add an emission. Okay, and add that here. Use 2 here. And for the factor, I'm going to use noise texture, the another one, and both of them Control T to add texture coordinate and stuff. Okay, use object coordinates. Let's view that and see now. Let's add color ramp. Of course, we need color ramp. Use constant instead, and like so. And play with the scale. Make it so small, okay? But now we have a lot of these smaller stuff. Okay, we can break the pattern a little bit by adding another color ramp here. Connect the factor to the factor, and let's multiply those together. Okay, using mix color, multiply factor sets to 1. Okay, and here as well, we are going to play this one. Okay, just play with the size until you find a suitable size for you guys. Okay, so you don't have all around these stuff. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, I like it to be something like that. And I'm going to use that as factor here. And let's see that. Let's see the final result here. Yeah, looks interesting. Looks cool. Yeah, this is as a default. For the log here, this wood log, let's name it log. Okay. Let's use diffuse, shader RGB, color ramp. Okay. This is the basic cell shader. Okay. We are going to use a brown color here, a more lighter one. Okay. And use constant. And basically that's it. Okay. Lily pad. Where's the lily pad? Yeah. Ooh. Oh my god. I thought I forgot about the lily pads. Okay. But in here. Increase the size a little bit. Okay. So yeah. The Rock. Okay. Let's name it The Rock. Okay. Not Dwayne Johnson. The Rock. Okay. Just a regular. Same idea. Diffuse. Shader RGB. Color ramp. Use that. Use that. Let's use that. And we can take 3 steps here. Let's use dark kind of brownish, more lighter one, and one is more light. Okay, light, yeah. And let's use constant instead. Okay, and this is just to break the pattern. And I'm going to add a noise texture. You probably know that. Noise texture. And let's view that. Let's add a color ramp. Okay, already add that to my favorites. Okay, something like that. Play with the scale a little bit. Okay, so we have some of these stuff going on here. Details, play with the details. Okay, so you have all these stuff here. Okay, yeah, like that. I'm going to overlay that. As you can see, we have some whiter spots here. Can we use soft light? Soft light is currently not working in Blender for some reason. Currently, I say currently, it's currently, yeah. Lighten. Ooh, lighten is working. Yeah, lighten is working. And let's add one more, but this time multiply. Okay, let's use the same setup. Let's use it as multiplication. Okay, and we need to flip it, play with this scale here. Okay, let's use dark brown. Okay, something like that. And we have this thing. Okay, doesn't need to be saturated, you know, so you can just go to the V node saturation, bring the saturation down, all of these colors, so we can saturate them in the post production. Okay, oh, not that much, just a little bit. Okay, not too much, but something like that. And one more thing we are going to add is Shift A, add cube, and we are going to add this thing. Okay, let's add new thing, call it volume. We are going to add volumetric. We're going to add a volume scatter node. We can use the principal volume. Let's use principal volume. Let's use that. Why not? Let's use thing here. Use it in the volume socket, not the surface. Okay. And you can play with density. That's good. That's really good. Go to edit mode, select these vertices, Shift Z, select all these vertices, Z, and move it up. Okay. So you have it just only in this space here. We can go to the render viewport now. We can press Shift A and add light, some light. I guess we already have some lights. Spot, area, not area, point. We have only this light. Okay, that's interesting. RY, rotate that, increase the strength a little bit. Okay, voila. It's interesting. Actually, we don't need shadows. The shadows add more. It's a water surface, so shouldn't be that high detailed, you know. Let's remove it for now. And I'm going to enable ambient occlusion, bloom, and color management. I'm going to switch it to standard. Okay, that's already 100% better. Okay, good, yeah, pretty good, pretty amazing. We can duplicate that with Alt D. Oh, for some reason it's laggy. Start to lag. Can use Shift D. I forgot about the animation, so I'm going to scale it down. Let's animate that. Okay, and let's wrap this episode. Okay, let's animate that. Let's go now to the animation tab. Okay, let's go to the graph editor, go back to the 0 to start. I think I'm going to hide geometry node setup for use only level subdivision. We can remove just to make it easy to run. I'm going to press K and add location, and let's go to frame that I like for some reason. I'm going to use 170. Okay, and I can press G, Z, and move it up, and press K again, and location. Okay, so now I can press in all the versions you can press only I, and it will add it will give you the choices, but in 4.0 4.1 you need to press K for some reason. Okay, now let's select, okay, hide all of these X and Y, and highlight the Z location, and go to the modifiers tab, add one modifier, and select noise. Okay, so you can add some shake, play with the strength, and play with the scale, a whole lot scale. And as you can see, it's going to move like that. You can add that for the X, for example. Okay, play with the scale, strength a little bit. Okay, you get that. So this is going to be floating. You can actually link this one. Okay, you can add constraint and copy transformation. Okay, copy it from that, and influence something like that, maybe like so. As you can see, this one will move like this one. Okay, but I'm going to animate it itself. So here 0, K location, and go to 170. Let's go back to 170. Go back to the graph editor, K location, GZ, K location. Okay, select Z, add modifier, noise, play with the scale, play with the strength, add one more modifier here for the X. Okay, play with the strength. Okay, that's cool. For the geometry node setup, okay, we can also animate those stuff. Okay, we can also animate them. So let's go to geometry nodes. Okay, and as you can see, this rotation here, you can animate it. Okay, oh, it's kind of laggy. Okay, because I'm recording. You can animate it. You can just animate this random value for the rotation, or you can use the rotation here in the transformation, or any place. You can really animate it. It's really easy, not that hard. And voila. Okay, just play now with the volume here. Need to get the volume right. Let's use darker tan for this one. Use 0.6 instead here. Increase the anisotropic. Let's make this bigger a little bit. And I'm going to add, okay, Shift S. I'm going to add light, point light. Okay, move it here, G, Y, X. Okay, increase its radius, increase its strength, so you can add some light in here. Okay, GZ, like that, and we have something. Okay, we can actually remove the shadows. This one, right click. Okay, we can give it a color, blue color, as you can see. It gives it a lot of thing. Okay, let's go to the camera, select it, and passport 2 sets to 1. Yeah, like that. Let's open up now the compositor. Let's add some compositing. Shift A, add glare node, and set that to fog glow. And make sure it's medium or high. It depends on your computer. Yeah, you know. The strength 0.7 is going to do the job done. Make sure to use nodes, and then enable it here in the camera so you can see it. Okay or not. Sizes of 9. Let's add a color balance node. Okay, and let's use that, not like that, something like that. You know, you can use shadows, use the highlights, increase a bit the midtones. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, that's really amazing. Okay, this one needs to be a bit bright. Let's go back to shader editor. For this one needs to be bright a little bit. Okay, like that. Okay, and a final touch, you can add freestyle sets to 0.6. Okay, and now we can add, or we can render a test render to see that if it's going to work or not. Okay, actually we need to animate those stuff, so I'm going to show you how to animate them, or probably you know that. Okay, probably you know these stuff. Okay, freestyle is being loading, so just give it a second, guys. View map creation, let's wait, let's give it a second. Okay, I've been recording for almost 2 hours with the stops and stuff, you know. Make sure, guys, to subscribe and leave a like and comment, you know. Your comments are really appreciated, and I really love reading comments. Stroke rendering, okay, that's taking a while. Ooh, snap, that's cool. You can use Photoshop and remove these unwanted stuff. Okay, you can really remove them, or you can use a trick. Okay, I'm going to show you a trick. It's amazing. Okay, the trick is don't use okay, the trick is not don't use. Trick is play with the offset here, or remove this shrink wrap. Okay, let's remove it, or we can do something else. Okay, on surface, inside the surface. Okay, maybe on side, yeah, inside the surface, and play with this this offset. Okay, I'm going to do that to all of these inside, and here also inside. Control V that value, Control S to save. Now it's looking interesting. Okay, what I forgot, yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah, about them. I need to animate them, so let's go and animate them. Okay, to animate them, just open up this thing. Yeah, this is the noise, one of them. Okay, not this. Yeah, this is the noise. We can use it to be 4D for it to be animated, and you can animate this one, or you can use a value node, and you can add hashtag frame and divide it by 50, maybe, for example 50, or you can use 80, for example 80, to be slow, kind of. As you can see, this is a really easy animation. Okay, yeah, that's it. And for the river effect that you've seen, okay, for the river effect that you've seen, guys, is almost the same trick. Shift C, Shift S, move that up like that, move it up, kind of, so, you know. Let's go here, go material preview, and let's create that. Okay, let's name it wave. Okay, by its name, you can add only wave texture. Okay, wave texture. Okay, and add the emission and transparent. Okay, and use this wave as a factor here. Okay, let's view that. Let's rotate it. Okay, Control T to add coordinates and stuff. Use the object and rotate it along Z by 90. Okay, and you can play with the scale here, and we can distort the mapping with the mix color and the noise texture. Make sure it sets to max. Okay, use the factor here, and you can just only play with it. Okay, let's add texture coordinates and stuff for this one, so you can play with the values here, different stuff here. Let's use a color ramp. Okay, let's view that. Let's play with the color ramp. As you can see, we have something like that, and let's see it. We can use an invert node to save our time. Voila, that's it. Now go to the camera, not the camera, the material properties. Okay, I'm tired, so that's why. Material properties, settings, blend mode, alpha hashed or alpha blend. Okay, one of them. This is it. Okay, and now you can just play with the location X or Y or whatever. Okay, you can add to it hashtag frame divided by 70. Okay, for example, or minus 70, so it's going to go to the other way. Okay, like that. As you can see, and this is going to be working as this. As you can see, nice. Ooh, that is really nice. You can, oh, for the compositor, forgot about one node. Okay, which is the lens, or two nodes. Okay, two nodes actually. Lens distortion sets to fit and 0.01. Okay, and the Kohara node as well, and play with the size to something that fits your scene, something that looks interesting for you. For example, like this. And in post, you can play with this one so it's not jagged, and you know, you can play with that, or you can increase the resolution. It's up to your computer. No, it's not up to me. It's already high resolution, so yeah, more than that will be a waste of time. If there is any easy way to do that, tell me in the comments, you know. Let's render the final image and call it a day and wrap up this episode. Okay, as you can see, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat, yeah. Just wait for the free slide to be loaded, okay? This one is in the frame, so I'm going to move it a little. You can do that. And as you can see, this is pretty good. In post, I can remove these weird stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's by default, it's amazing. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I can draw over it. If you want to see the episode with the drawing and stuff using Adobe Photoshop, we can do that, okay? But now, let's call it a day, save our progress. The models will be in the link in the description, just the leg model, okay? And the other stuff I showed you, I'll leave them, okay? Thanks for watching, and as always, salam khair khitam. Assalam.